Everybody in the United States is working. America's a continent. Stop playing. Stop playing.
The U.S. is hard at work. Cheers to that.
Cheers to the United States, because, boy,
it's been what?
They need Jesus.
Almost 48 hours after it happened for the first time.
It happened on Sunday, right?
No, it happened on Saturday.
Today's Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on Saturday.
Yeah, around 6, 7 p.m.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, I'll find out around that time.
Oh, that's right, because you texted me.
No.
No, you
No, I texted you way later.
Yeah, you actually texted me on Sunday.
I mean, it was technically Saturday for me because I hadn't go to bed yet.
Where was it at?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Butter County, I think, something like that. But yeah, good old Pennsylvania.
3 days ago.
3 days ago. Can you imagine? We would have been mourning an ex-president today. How crazy is that?
It's not even that crazy because...
You know what?
Ever since
he announced that he was gonna run, I knew that he was gonna this was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it in my bones just because of the way he spoke.
I mean, nothing surprises me anymore. First of all, hello.
How you doing?
Hello, everybody. It's been a crazy 48 hours in the United States of America. It's been a crazy 48 hours, but at the same time, nothing has changed. Think about that.
As to what?
As citizens, ain't nothing changing for us. Taxes are still, my phone bill is still due today. Like, ain't nothing changing.
Yeah, I mean, the war's not gonna stop. If the war didn't stop when Hitler was killed,
yeah,
the war is not gonna stop when another president is killed.
At least the war was stopped when he was killed.
I mean, there were some people that are still trying to fight, but for the majority of it, it was done.
If he were to be assassinated, what would happen to the Republican Party? Would they make another candidate?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm guessing. I forgot his name. The guy from Florida.
Pence?
No, Pence was his ex-vice president.
Uh-huh.
No, he's not the governor of anything right now. Oh my god. Forgot his name.
Are you talking about the dude that tried to make the bill about illegals and the driving thing in Florida?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I feel like he had some momentum. But it's just like Trump was too popular. He is too popular.
He is popular. I mean, he's a reality star, literally.
He's an American star.
A reality star.
I mean, now he's a
symbol.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Let's start from the beginning. We're going all over the place. So let's start from the fucking beginning. The fact that this is just happening is crazy. I find this whole assassination attempt bogus. I'm not buying it. Like I told you earlier, it's giving distraction. It's give them a show so they don't riot. Right?
Okay, but let me ask you this. You keep saying that, but I still don't understand what you mean by that. Like giving a show to the citizens, to us, to not write about what? About that they're gonna steal the election? Are they gonna...
About anything. Like, maybe also they thought that we could get like a January 6th, was it?
Yeah. January
6th, part 2. It's just give them a show so we can do something else. We can cover up something else, or maybe slow down on the tension, just make the United States afraid. Like, I don't know. It's just...
Like, I don't buy that, though. Because if anything, that would intensify the, how divided we are.
I think this screams how divided we are. And I mean, and actually, I don't think this has nothing to do with division. I just think that this has to do with...
But you just said that they were doing this so we wouldn't riot. I feel like that would have the opposite effect.
What would have the opposite effect?
Killing Trump.
If he was dead. Yeah. If he was dead.
If he was assassinated.
I mean, I feel like, yes, there would have been riots, but like the fact that it just happens to be that today is also the day that the judge dismissed all the documents from his election years. Like, nobody's talking about that because everybody's talking about the attempt.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's just so... I don't know that there was an assassination attempt. Like I am 100% like yeah, they try to delete him. But everything about it just seems so odd. Like I can't quite pinpoint it. There's something so odd about this. Like if you watch the video, which we've seen it 1,000 times, everything about it is just too perfect yet too weird. Like the fact that the bullet grazed his ear and he's like bleeding like crazy, and then homeboy goes down and he's like not even hurt. Like I mean I also think like obviously the adrenaline, like the shock value, everything like that, but what really makes it crazy for me is the crowd. The crowd is just too chill. Like
I just feel like you're giving too much credit to the people.
yes, because there was a whole assassination attempt. Like if there were gunshots being fired anywhere near my vicinity, I'm out. Like I'm out, and I just feel like they were just too calm. Like I really like all of the crowd was just like, hello, like they didn't care. Nobody cared. And the fact that it was just like it's too weird. Like the fact that the Secret Service was right there and the shooter was like in plain sight, like. And the fact that they let him shoot before taking the shooter down, and everything is just so like United States book. Like the shooter was a white 20-year-old man. He fit the profile of every single shooter we've ever had. He looks like if you take all of the people that have been in shootings, like school shootings specifically, they look the exact same. They they have like unfortunately
we have a stereotype.
We have a stereotype of like, oh no, you look like a school shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Like that was another like too perfect-ish. The fact that it was another AR-15 and he missed, like bro, you had one job. I'm not saying like yeah, do what you need to do, but it's just the fact that you had one job and you missed. What do you mean? Like please explain yourself.
I feel like that was destiny just being like, yeah, you have to live right now. Because if you look, there's like a graphic of a video that it shows that by the trajectory of the bullet, it was gonna hit his head. But in the last second, like he turns to look at a graphic, I think he said, and that's why the bullet missed him.
Right.
But if he would have like stayed the way he was looking at that second before the gunshot went off, it would have hit him in the head. So I feel like that simple movement, that's what saved his life.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was like a mistake. It was just like destiny.
I think it's a mixture between destiny and orchestrated. Like obviously, like you said, this was an inside job. So tell me more about that.
Okay, so it's just like there are different I guess conspiracy you can call them going around.
I love it.
The first one is that it was it was his plan to boost his popularity, which I don't think it was. Cause
Trump's plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I don't buy it, because like, why would you put yourself in front of a bullet? You know, like what if he misses? Like there's no way in hell I'm gonna let you shoot me in the head and then hope that you miss. You know, like that's just like too much for me. I don't think anybody will risk it that much. I don't.
Politicians are crazy.
Yeah, but I don't buy it though. Like the fact that you're a politician means you're power hungry to a certain extent.
Right.
And then to have your destiny in someone else's hand, like that's just not who they are. If they cannot control it, they won't do it. So the fact that, okay, you're gonna shoot me and I'm gonna trust you that you're not gonna hit me in the head, but you need to touch my ear, which is next to my head.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Okay. I mean that's a little too like that's to the odds. Yeah. You're leaving it to the gods at this point.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like that wasn't a plan made by Trump to bust his numbers in the polls. Like
to boost his, okay.
So like he's already doing it.
Yeah.
Now I read a post, and I was trying to look it up because I can't find it anymore. And I mean, I think they've been taking some shit off the internet, but it was this small post about one of the snipers that is shown on the video, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm one of the snipers that it was in the video that of the Trump rally, and we spot this kid like 2-3 minutes before, but we didn't get the confirmation or the order to
shoot back.
No, to shoot before he shot.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we saw it, but we couldn't shoot because the people above us wouldn't give us the green light.
That's crazy.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like that's some kind of inside job.
Yeah.
Like some people from the dark government, the what do you call it?
The Secret Service?
No, like
The Illuminati?
the power behind the power.
The elites?
Yeah, I guess.
The aliens? I don't know. The power behind the power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The real people in power.
Yeah. The 1% of the 1%.
Yeah. So that's what the conspiracy is about. Saying that they were trying to kill him and they were the ones controlling the Secret Service, so to make sure that the shooter didn't get killed before he killed Trump. So that I believe more.
So who was behind this? Biden?
I mean, it could be anybody. It could be Biden. It could be I just don't want to throw too many names because I know that they've been showing in people's doors right now.
Yeah, for real.
So I mean, I'm just gonna say like the deep government.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
I'm not gonna point fingers if I don't have all the facts.
yeah. Okay, so do you think so by that statement you're thinking that the president doesn't have the power? The government that is presented to us as citizens, that's not the true power.
No, hell no. I mean, if
they work.
Okay, do you honestly see Biden and be like, okay, like this motherfucker's taking all the decisions of the world?
I think it's supposed to be a group effort. And that's why we have like all the branches of government. That's why we have vice presidents and the
but if he's supposed to be the maximum power in the country, do you really see him and be like, yeah,
I think he's
a placeholder. He's just a corpse.
Yeah, corpse. Poor Sleepy Joe, man. I mean,
tell me he's taking the decisions.
I don't think that he's making all the decisions, but it's kind of odd. Like, I feel like we're living in a very odd place in history. Like, and I'm gonna put it from even 2020, even when Trump was president. I feel like we really hit like a whole new era of just shenanigans. Like, I don't think there's any way to put it other than shenanigans. And I whether or not he makes all the decisions or not, it's not just him. Like, regardless, like there's a reason why it's a whole government entity with different people. And
but there's a reason why they get like sponsors. Because I mean, there's people that pay for their ads for the presidency for them to get the power. So whenever they're in power, they can serve the people that put them in power.
They have an agenda.
Yeah, so they have an agenda. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Joe Biden, in this case, because he's a president, has the power to say what goes and what doesn't go. So the people that pay for his way to be in the presidency is what tells them what to do. So,
okay, so now that now we're so close to election time, because, I mean, really, we're really a couple months out. What is the purpose of whoever the secret power is, right? What is the point of eliminating Trump and having Sleepy Joe have another 4 years, or have another representative for the Republican Party?
Have somebody that they can control, because they can't control Trump, because he probably was one of them. I mean, when you're a billionaire, you're just in a whole different ballgame. You know, like, there's rich people, then there's millionaires, then there's billionaires. You know, like the people that run the world. Yeah. And I feel like he was in those circles. So because he was like such a person of power, he is not easily manipulated by other people in power. So he knows how to play that game. He knows how that game is played. So he's not gonna buy by those rules, but by his own rules. That's why I feel like they need like a more traditional politicians like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, like somebody that has skeletons in the closet and they can control. Yeah, they can blackmail into it. I never thought about it at that point. So do you think that Trump is for the people more than anybody else? At least in politics right now, yes. I definitely can see that he is a person that legit cares about the American people. And it's funny though, because I changed my opinion about Trump over I was gonna say decades, but over these last couple of years. Because when he first announced his presidency, I was one of many people being like, nah, he's racist and he's a bigot and he's sexist. Like, I was part of that team. Yeah. But the more I've seen him act and work and be with the people and for the people, I'm more pro-Trump, even as a Latino guy. I think Hispanic. I don't like Latino. I think I really started liking, like, I really started changing my opinion about him when he started running the United States as a business. I was like, wait, that kind of makes a lot of sense. And he was spitting out facts, and I do believe that he was a little bit more for the people. I have this thing about presidents, right? Like, I don't give a shit if you're a bad person. And the reason why I said that is because I think of Clinton right away. Like, he had all these public scandals, affairs,
drugs, all that stuff, right? But at the end of the day, like, he was pretty good president.
I don't think he did drugs, just for the record.
I thought I read something that he like was known for doing coke.
Oh really? I never read that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Joe Biden's kid, because he got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never
But
read
not
anything.
the Clintons?
And I'm pretty sure they did a lot of shady things. I mean, there's a lot of people that died and then wrote that suicide note, you know, that was close to them.
Yeah.
But as far as drugs, I don't think they really got caught with it, at least.
Okay, well, obviously we'll just know, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, the biggest, yeah.
The affairs, right? Like, you may be a
The
shitty person,
Lewinsky scandals.
shitty husband, but you were a good president. Therefore, I'm like...
To a certain degree.
Yeah, but I feel like there really is this comparison of the shittier you are as a human being. Maybe not as a human being, but like, it's just like a person. You know, not everybody's good and not everybody's bad. I feel like that comparison has been made with many precedents. It's like, okay, they may have like a lot of public scandals, but they were doing it for the people. Like, they were up in the polls of actually liking the presidents. So I think that Trump is on that type of scale.
I mean, but what scandals really did he have? Because he didn't have any scandals until he became involved into politics.
Yeah, because he was a celebrity. I mean, think about it.
But like, what kind of?
I mean,
scandals?
The whole Jeffrey Epstein island.
He was never there.
How do you know that?
Because it's been proven. I mean, he
has so many pictures.
I mean, he has pictures with a lot of people, and a lot of people wanted to take pictures with him. But he was not one of the names that got popped up on the list.
And how you know that his name wasn't deleted?
Because with how much the media hates him, he would have been the first one to be highlighted.
Yeah, but also how much power does he have? The fact that he's getting this whole...
He doesn't have more power probably than somebody like what's the name from Microsoft?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
I mean,
his name was on the list.
The fact that the fact that this that he's getting all these documents like thrown away from his presidency tells you how much power he really has. Like, falsification of documents, blackmail lists, all that shit, and then it just kind of disappears. The judge just kind of...
Who did he blackmail?
Hella people. All his...
Trump?
Yes, all of his ex-mistresses, all of his ex-porn stars. Like, to make sure that they never spoke about what affairs went down.
Okay, so no, that's a misconfusion. He did not extort people like that. He made them sign NDA. And I mean, as an NDA, you gotta respect it, because I mean, you work in movies, you work in the entertainment industry, and you know that if once you sign that, you cannot speak about that shit, and if you do, you get fined. So that's what happened. I don't know the whole story about the porn star, but she spoke once she signed the agreement that she wasn't going to speak about it.
Right.
And because he was a president and trying to make a whole commotion out of it, but at the end of the day, it was dismissed because it was within the law. So I mean, he didn't blackmail anybody.
There are just too many loopholes. Like, there's the fact that this man has gotten away with like so many things. Like, okay, like for example, like, what do you think about the January 6th shenanigans? He might have not been the one to be like, all right, we're off to war and we're rioting this, but he didn't stop it either. Like, he was hyping the people up. So
okay,
he's part of a movement, really.
Okay, but so by that extent, do you think Joe Biden and the Democratic Party should be accountable for instigating, almost assassinating a candidate?
I mean, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, like, everybody should be held accountable at this point.
Because I mean, I sent you a video yesterday.
Yeah, that video so we watched this video.
We're gonna put it on the description.
Yeah, just for context, this video is from the Australian, right? Yeah, she was Australian. Yeah. Australian news channel, and they were highlighting how many
politicians, artists, musicians, actors,
just how many people have talked about
violence,
about attempting to do some sort of violence towards Trump. And the first thing that popped into my mind was that comedian. I think her, I don't know her real name, but like she's on the show Reba. I don't know if her name is Reba, but she did this. Reba McEntire. She did the whole Trump's head thing.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
And that was at the very beginning of his presidency, and she made it as a joke. She did say like, hey, like, I didn't think this was gonna be this, that, and the other. Like, she thought it was a joke for a skit or something like that. And Secret Service showed up to her house. Like, she got every FBI, DEA. I was gonna say DIA. But everybody showed up to her house. So like, from that moment on, and the fact that there's been so many other artists and just news things, like, everybody has just said some sort of violence towards him. So it's just like, it was low-key written in the stars
Yeah.
that this was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a weak-minded people, you'll get influenced by this kind of shit. And what happens? You get this kind of event that just unfolded a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Like somebody weak-minded decided that they matter into his own hands and shot a fucking president.
I mean, this man was definitely hired. Like, but it was a suicide mission for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, who the fuck says, yeah, I'm gonna go assassinate the next president and live to tell the tale? You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely not. Like, that's a suicide mission. But my thing is, like, why a 20-year-old? Why?
Because they're gullible.
Here's the thing. Why that specific
age?
No. Criteria of, like, he fits the profile of every single school shooter. Like, why specifically that type of man?
I mean, I just feel like, at least in this country, white people are more easily influenced to commit some kind of violent act in that regard. Because, I mean, if you notice, every single school shooting has been committed by a white teenage or early 20s male.
Yeah, very young person.
Yeah. A young white person.
Yeah.
Male, most of the cases. And some, lately, some trans people. But that's a whole different story.
We've gotten a few outliers here and there, but basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the standard.
Yeah, it is the standard.
Yeah, it's a white game to shoot.
It's a white people's game, yeah.
So I mean, I don't see it too much out of the possibility that he really did it on his own. I'm just saying that everything that everybody said over the course of these last 8 years contribute to him creating this narrative in his head that he needed to do this. Because there's some extremist people in this world.
I mean, yeah, like even let's put it on the other perspective, even like terrorists. Like, they're like, oh, I'm doing this for my country, I'm doing this for Allah, all that. Like, that is extremism, and they're doing it for a reason.
And they believe it.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, we're going down. But the thing about it is just, this whole thing is honestly so unfortunate, honestly. Like, but it's too movie-esque for me. Like, that picture of Trump with his ear bleeding and the fist and the American flag in the background, bruh, iconic like that. Like,
absolutely.
Like, that picture,
it's gonna go down in history.
It's the equivalent of Jackie with her
blood.
Pink suit and the blood all over her. It's the equivalent of that, just because it was such a big, obviously, assassination.
Yeah, that was the last one. Successful.
But it's just, it's too perfect. Like, there I can't quite pinpoint it. Like I said, it's just something about this. It's like, that's suspicious. That's weird. You know, like the fact that they did it and they missed, and right off the bat, an iconic picture. And this man, you know what pisses me off too is whenever he was going on when he got down of the stage and he got into his car and he pokes his head out to put the fist up again. I'm like, bro, what part of assassination attempt do you not understand? Like, if that was a regular, okay, I understand this is not a regular person, but like, bro, somebody's trying to kill you and you're gonna pop your head out? What?
Like, I get it to a certain degree because you're surrounded by people that is
Fanatics.
That's one, but I was thinking about Secret Service.
Trained.
They're in charge of protecting you. So they're already maced, so most likely the threat is already gone. So I mean, you as a smart politician, you're gonna use that as a confidence boost.
Propaganda,
yeah, to a certain degree. So I mean, I can definitely understand why he did it. And it's like, to me, it would be like watching like a boxing fight or a UFC fight. You know, whenever like they're finishing and then the last punch is thrown and then you hear the bell and then the guy goes and raises his hand. I feel like it was the same. You know, like saying like, oh, I won. Like, they couldn't take me down. I win this battle.
That's crazy. I see what you're saying. I like that perspective, but that's crazy.
It's just in the spur of the moment. It's like whenever like somebody's gonna hit you, you just hit back, you know? Like, it's just like instant.
That man's ego is off the charts.
I don't think it's ego. I think it's security.
Isn't security low-key ego?
It could be, but not necessarily.
I mean, if you have a high enough ego, then you have security in yourself. And I mean,
confidence.
Confidence is security.
I mean, but can you blame him? He became a billionaire. He was president of the United States. A lot of people love him. He's a very well-respected leader nowadays. He's equally hated, but he's a very respected leader.
Yeah.
A lot of people want him back in power. Can you really blame him? I mean, he's a winner.
damn, that kind of makes sense. Hold up. Hold up. That kind of makes sense. It's just craziness. The fact that, again, obviously we're not in the same sort of power or wealth or anything like that, but I just think of, like, if somebody's trying to assassinate me, bitch, let's go. Like, let's leave. I'll be like, haha, you didn't get me later. You know
I mean,
what I'm
that's
saying?
what he did. Like, he just raised his fist, and then he was being walked out of the stage by Secret Service.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell, like, he was being pushed away to, like, let's get the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, this is a big loss from the Secret Service. Like,
or not. Because, like I said, if it was an inside job, then, I mean, they fucked up their job.
So it's a loss on the Secret Service.
It's a double loss.
Whether you see it from the perspective of the Secret Service was in this or the Secret Service was trying to protect them, I think that they
fucked up in both scenarios.
Yeah, like, where are y'all at?
And one thing that popped into my mind when that happened was, like, because I saw this in a lot of posts. He was like, oh, he needs to get private security because Secret Service couldn't protect him and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that reminded me of RFK Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., the son of Kennedy's brother. He said that he has private security as well because he doesn't trust the government because they already killed 2 of his family members.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So the smart thing will be for Trump to get his own private security team.
But you don't think he has that already?
I don't think he did. He had it because he was he was trusting that the government will protect him. Now we saw that they didn't. Because like you said, it was a lose-lose situation. Yeah. I mean, if their job at the end of the day was to allow this kid to shoot the president so he could be assassinated, he didn't get killed. Mm-hmm. And if his job was to protect him, they didn't protect him. Mm-hmm. So he definitely now needs to hire his own private security.
Do you think he already did that? He was fine and dandy in that golf cart this morning.
Like, he was chilling.
He didn't give a fuck. He was ready for the next tournament.
He didn't give a fuck. I think he will. I hope he does because from now on, it's going to get crazier.
Crazier? How much crazier can it get?
I mean, I was listening to this podcast this morning and funny enough, what's his name? Alex Jones. You know who Alex Jones is? Mm-mm. He's a guy that talked a lot of conspiracies back in the early 2000s. And he got a lot of heat because he said that Sandy Hook's shooting was a hoax.
A hoax?
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
So it turned out that it wasn't, and like he got fired, and there was a whole lot of shit. But a lot of the shit that he said that was gonna happen ended up happening, including like the Epstein files and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So he was writing a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So he said that in this next, and this is like a crazy, if you hear him talk, he sounds like a crazy guy, but I feel like there's some wisdom in his words. And he said that now they're going to start attacking and making a bunch of attacks on civilians, and they're going to blame it on Trump supporters. And funny enough, I was watching the news this morning, 2 days after the actual shooting, and they were saying that he was a registered Republican. The shooter.
I mean...
Which is kind of weird, because there's a video of him, I don't know when it was dated, but he's talking to the camera, and he says, hey, my name is Thomas whatever, and I hate Trump, and I hate the Republican Party. So I was like, what? Yeah. And CNN posted that he was a Republican. So I'm like, what?
Thomas Matthew Crooks. That's what that's what his name is. I mean, it was just weird. Like, everything that they've pulled out of that man, it's kind of like weird and just. I mean, it's typical teenager stuff. Like, he was 20, right? Like, he's probably out of high school, right? Yeah. If he did it, but it's just. Everything that they've gotten out as far as like information from that man, at the end of the day, it was a suicide mission.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything is really relevant, whether he hated Trump or supported Trump.
Yeah. I'm just saying that because I think that they're gonna pinpoint it on Republicans. They're trying to stain the name. And make you not vote Republican. But honestly, if anything, this just boosted his numbers. Honestly
though, like that's what you just said just now is a little scary. That they're gonna do, whoever they are, they're gonna do more attacks on civilians. Like, why are the civilians suffering here? Like, this is very...
They're the guinea pigs.
Okay, but this is very much Game of Thrones of
it
the
always
world.
Has been.
Like, literally, like, everybody wants to be mad at each other and the politicians. You know what? Go ahead and do the old way and start throwing hands. Start throwing hands with each other and let us live. Because at the end of the day, like, our taxes are still due. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing changes for us.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I feel like whether this man had been successful of being killed or not, literally ain't nothing gonna change. Like you said, the world doesn't stop. It's just, and at the end of the day, what I really think is the saddest part about this is that there's still not gonna be any type of gun reform. Like, the fact that a Republican, obviously they're like more pro-guns, you know, like more free or
more Second Amendment,
which makes no sense because they're supposed to be conservatives, like when it comes to like reproductive systems in women, which makes no fucking sense to me.
In which way?
Like they're like more
because they're
pro-life.
anti-abortion.
Yeah, they're more pro-life.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that a Republican Party has been attacked by obviously guns, and it's just like it adds to the problem of too much fucking freedom with guns. Like, there's no reason why a 20-year-old should have an AR-15.
No.
Like, there's
For what
no
I
reason.
read, it was the dad's, so he stole it from the dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I read, but I haven't been able to confirm those news.
There's just so many. There's still so many facts and questions up in the air right now. But still, like it. I know that even though the president has been attempted, president to be or whatever, it just creates more of a question mark on the gun reform. Like, bro, okay, now that even the president has gotten like on the line of fire, are we now gonna have a little bit of gun reform? Probably not. And I think that's the saddest part of really this. That's the only thing that is not gonna change, because everything else kind of gonna stay the same. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like after this, first of all, how interesting is that everybody's already saying that he already won.
Dude, even politicians are saying President Trump. Like, maybe he's not president. Technically, he's not president yet. But I mean, dude, how old is Biden? 84?
Some crazy number, yeah.
Yeah, that man he does not need to be here. Like, he needs to retire. The fact that there is a retirement cap on regular citizens, which is like, what, 60 something? And you're gonna tell me that a whole 80-year-old is running the country? Make it make sense.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. So I kind of already expected Trump to win, and now this kind of just seals the deal. Like, oh, yeah, he's definitely gonna win.
Yeah.
Like,
and I find it interesting because if you see all the videos after what happened, even places like California, you see people marching with Trump banners on the street. And I mean, California is super blue. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he's gonna win by a fucking mile.
I mean, nobody wants this old man. No offense to him, but honestly, I'm always trying to be like as fair as I can with like sexism and ageism and all that shit. But at this point, like, let's be real.
He can't even walk.
That guy is dying. You know, like, let him go to bed. Like, poor thing is sleepy. Like, his wife is fighting for his life. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. So
she's power hungry. Have you seen the video after the debate when he kind of talks to him like a little kid? When he was like, "Good job, Joe. You answered all the questions. You called the people."
Probably because he fucking has dementia. Like,
yeah, that's like, talks to him like a puppy. That's crazy.
This is so weird. Do you think? Okay, so I do commend President Biden for making I was gonna say a royal announcement, but you know, he addressed the nation, and I did like that he said that you know, like, we can have our differences, but like blah blah. Do you think that he had anything to do with it?
If there was an inside job like some people are suggesting, I don't think he had anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. But I think that the people behind him could have. Yeah. Because I mean, they got interest, and they trying to keep him specifically out of the White House. Mm-hmm. So if somebody will be benefited by him not being at the White House, it will be the people in power behind the president. Because I mean, you can replace Joe with the vice president or just anybody else. Mm-hmm. As long as you control them, you're good to go. Yeah. So I don't really see a difference.
Do you think that there's going to be another attempt?
No. I think, at least, like I said, not for him. Because I think like he will be way more careful now, and he will definitely have everything that needs to happen around him to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I feel like he will be very well protected. Because he's a smart man.
Mm-hmm.
Whether people like to admit it or not, he's a very smart man. You don't become a villain by being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it will happen, though. I don't think there will be another attempt.
I mean, somebody really wants him out.
Somebody really wants him out.
Like, to make a public spectacle like this is crazy. But honestly, like, I was gonna say that's crazy, but that's the same thing that happened to Kennedy. A whole public spectacle. Like, they didn't give a shit. Parading around the streets of Texas.
I mean, there's an old saying, I can't remember who said it, but it goes something like this. When you kill a king, you don't kill him in the shadow. You kill him in broad daylight to send a message to everybody that you mean business. Or something like that. But I mean, they shot for the king and they missed, so now they're gonna feel the wrath. And I feel like once he gets into power, a lot of people are gonna fall. I feel like we're about to see a lot of powerful people go to jail once he takes power.
Really?
I feel like, though.
I mean, honestly, like, power to him, but like at the end of the day, this changes nothing for the citizens.
Or maybe it could.
In what way?
I mean, if there's less corruption, there will be more money for the people at the bottom.
That would be nice.
That would be
But
nice.
I mean, we're also talking about a billionaire. Like,
But what about the billionaire?
you don't think he will be even more hungry for money? Because now...
I mean, I feel like after a certain degree of number in your bank, you don't become money hungry, you become power hungry, maybe. But I feel like he already has everything. As long as he feels that he's doing a good job, and I feel like he will sponsor somebody to be the next president to keep on his ideals.
Maybe this is really the new page of new politics. Like, everything has been so the same for a long time that people are, maybe this is a fucking revolution.
I feel like it would have been a revolution if he would have got killed.
You think there would have been riots in the Capitol, everything?
Everywhere, yeah. Because everybody will blame it on the politicians, on the legacy media, on all these people in traditional power, per se. Because, I mean, there's another video of one of the people in the rally just screaming at the news media. He was like, this was your fucking fault, and your fault, and your fault. And he started screaming to, like, CNN and MSNBC and Fox News and all these traditional news outlets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, he's low-key right. Because they're the ones that started this narrative.
Yeah. The back and forth of who's right, who's right, who's wrong, who's right. But here's the thing, too, like, it's a good thing that you mentioned the crowd, because this crowd got me fucked up. Like, you said they were NPCs.
Yeah.
What's that mean? First of all,
non-playable characters.
You think that they're part of the simulation?
I think not a simulation, but I think that people are so, how to put it, not boring, disenchanted. Their lives have become so boring and so repetitive that they don't have anything. They're just dead before dying. I don't know if that makes sense.
Like, they're just alive, but they're not living.
Yes.
Yes.
So whatever happens around them is just gonna happen, and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, they don't have emotion, they don't have reaction. They're just like existing in that moment, in that place.
But you're still human.
Yeah, you're still human, but you don't have any goals. Like, you're just there. Because I mean, if you see, you pointed out at the guy with the hat that was just like kind of like chilling around.
He was big chilling.
Yeah,
he looked high.
He was probably high. I was gonna say that. But next to him, or like very close to him, there was another lady that kind of like looked around, ducked, and then went back up. And when she went up, she had her phone on her hand.
Yes.
So I mean, we are fucking addicted to that. Like, how many shooters have you seen, or like how many school shootings, mall shootings, or whatever you've seen, where the first thing that people do is pull out the phone?
That's crazy.
This was no different.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy for the crowd. Is what really gets me the most. Like, I'm like, this has to be planned. Like, all these people have to be planted there for a reason. Like, I know that there's a man that got shot, and the family put out a statement, like, they were sad, all that stuff, which sucks. Like, my condolences, right? But like, all of these people there are so like chill about a shooting. Like, there was no panic, there was no craziness, which I find it very odd, but at the same time, I'm like, these people know guns. Like, the Republican Party, again, is a little more
pro-gun.
I'm not honestly, yeah. At this point, I will profile people, and like they look like they have guns. They look like they shoot on the weekends, or like they look like they go to the NRA conventions, like all that shit. And you're gonna tell me you don't know what a bullet sounds like, and you're gonna be like chilling, like.
And I was giving you this example because I see where you're coming from, but I don't think that. I feel like the environment changes everything. Because let's put it for example, if you go to the movies and you're watching a movie about, I don't know, World War II, and you hear shooting, you're like, okay, it's part of the movie. So you're like, okay, and then you look around and you realize like, there's a shooting for real in the movie theater. So I feel like it was the same thing with this. Like they know what a gunshot sounds like, but they were not expecting in that moment because everybody was ready to see Trump and then hear him speak and all that kind of shit. So they were not prepared emotionally or mentally to hear a gunshot. So when they hear that, it was like, oh, maybe like fireworks or like something else. They were not expecting it.
You know what too is that everybody over there, most everybody that was on the bleachers behind them were probably like 40, 50s.
Oh yeah.
Right? And most of the shootings have happened to younger people. So that's another thing to consider. Like, I feel like if I were to be in a situation, first of all, if I'm going to a political rally and I hear gunshots, bitch, I'm out. I'm ducking. Like, I'm getting behind somebody. Like, I'm not playing.
But how you know it was a shooting instead of like fireworks, for example?
Because they're not gonna do a firework in the middle of his speech.
No, but maybe something went off wrong. You know, like people.
I'm still ducking.
People tend to assume that the worst thing that can happen is not the worst thing that is going to happen. You know? So if you hear something, you're going to try to find an excuse for it.
I think for me...
Because like if you were to hear something, like right now, a noise, you may look around and be like, oh shit, was that like a gunshot, you know? But you're going to be like, it was probably nothing. And that shouldn't be happening outside.
Right.
So, I mean, you're not going to just like throw yourself to the ground automatically.
I mean, not after one, but after three... I know there's a fucking shooting happening.
Yeah, but
and, you can't even blame that on fireworks because a shooting is, you know, like fireworks is gonna be like, you know.
It also depends on the gun.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the gun for sure. But I feel like there's definitely a very distinctive noise of a fireworks because first of all, a fireworks is gonna be up in the sky, like the noise is gonna be up. A gunshot is not gonna be up. Like it's gonna be towards somebody on the ground. So that's why you have to duck, right? But I think that for me personally, where I'm coming from with this is from all the shootings in concerts, festivals, movie theaters, and schools. If I hear even a car backfire, I'm ducking. I'm not even gonna stay around to find out if it's real or not because 8 out of 10 times it's a gunshot. And let's be real, 8 out of 10 times. And I think like this whole thing of minding the age that was there has to do with it a lot. Like our generation and the people that come after us, we have all been traumatized by school shootings at an early age. These people that are 40, 50, 60, they obviously know about it, but they're maybe a little bit more desensitized to it because they are never going to go through a school shooting as far as like they themselves. Yeah. Maybe like their children, but not themselves. You feel me?
Probably the children.
Sure. Just not who was at that rally.
Yeah.
Because they're just too calm. And I find that so fucking weird. It's just like, okay, like y'all really used to gunshots for real and y'all really don't give a fuck. You know?
I don't know. I just have my I can see that people were not reacting fast enough, but I can definitely see why. They were oblivious to the situation.
They're chilling. They don't care.
I think they did. It's just they were not expecting it.
No, but I don't think that's a fair argument because nobody's expecting a shooting.
Exactly.
Nobody. But
so what would you prepare
react.
for something?
You react. That's what I'm getting at.
But they did react. They went down.
They said hello. They said, "What's happening?" Like there was no sense of urgency, none. And that's what gets me. Like, what do you mean there's no sense of urgency at a shooting?
But most people don't have a sense of urgency. Like we've seen it in multiple videos of multiple school shootings. And churches and malls and everything. Like there's a shooting and people don't have like the urgency to get away from it. They're trying to find out what's up. And we've seen that a lot of times.
Not me. I'm out.
I mean, exactly, but not a lot of people. But you are not that people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta understand both perspectives.
Right, and that's why I take in the exchange into consideration. But like I said, it's just it is what it is. Obviously, it's just I just find it so odd. Like this is just another historical event that we're living through. Yeah. Like, bro, we're tired. Like, we can't even have 6 months of peace. You know, like it's just like one thing after another, after another, after another, and every single thing that comes after it, it's even crazier. So I'm like, shit. Honestly, I'm a little afraid that we're gonna start seeing bombs because fuck the bullets. Apparently, people are missing. Throw the whole grenade there. Kill whoever needs to be killed as long as that motherfucker gets killed. As long as the target gets killed, they're not gonna give a fuck about the collateral.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a reality though.
And that's sad. That's so scary. Like, you are not gonna catch me outside. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, I don't know. Like, you are not gonna catch me at any protests or any rallies. Bitch, I'm voting at home. I'm not going nowhere. Like, it's scary out there. Because if bullets are not doing it anymore, they're gonna go for bigger shit. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like as a human, you cannot live with fear. Because I mean, when your time comes, it's gonna come. Doesn't matter if you're in the middle of the rally, in the middle of a flight, or in your sleep. You're gonna die when you're meant to die. And proof of that is just now with Trump. Yeah, like that motherfucker had a gun aimed at his head, and he moved like a millimeter.
It hit him, but it wasn't his time.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I don't know. You just gotta be careful, but you cannot live with the fear of going outside. Whatever happens is gonna happen.
I don't think that you can live with the fear. I get it, 1,000%. But let's say that it's not your time, and you happen to be at one of these events, and there is a grenade that goes off. Maybe you don't die, but fuck, I don't want to lose a leg. I don't want to lose an arm. I'd rather be like, all right, bye. I'm not going. You know?
I feel you.
Calculated risks.
But what if that's your destiny?
Nah, I can't do anything.
Exactly. It's like the Spanish couple that we're talking about. That was their destiny.
Yeah, that was their destiny. I mean, it's scary.
It is what it, like, that's your phrase.
It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't.
It is what it is.
It's just scary, man. And we're living in some scary times. Has there been any word on other countries, what they're saying about this?
I mean, a lot of people are...
They're just shook.
I mean, they're definitely shook, and they're... not approving. What's the other word? The opposite.
Approving? Denying?
Disapproving.
Disapproving?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're disapproving the act that this happened to a presidential candidate.
Yeah.
To one of the supposedly most powerful countries in the world.
Because,
I mean, there was a tweet that I was reading that said that if this was any other country, the United States would invade them with the excuse that they were not safe enough in their own country. So we're going to bring the American protection. So, I mean, by our own standard, we should be invaded by another country.
Oh, invaded. Yeah. Okay. Who gonna invade us?
Exactly. But I'm saying, like, if the roles were reversed, the United States would invade them.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I think that just brings up of the whole problem of guns. I think this is the number one thing, the fact that we have so many guns. Like, I don't know. I think that's the one thing that I would love to, like, for real see a change in the country. Like, there's no reason for no citizen to have an AR-15. I'm all for, like, bearing arms, cool, but boy, you don't need a fucking bazooka, okay? Like, you just don't. You need a pistol, and that's fine. You can even have a machete if you want, you know, if you want to be gruesome. But, like, bro, you don't need a fucking rocket launcher. Like, let's be real. You know, it's just sad that these things are so available.
I don't think they're sad. It's just a way of living. Because, I mean, this country was founded by violence.
So it's a way of living, and it's wrong.
It's wrong for you.
For the people that are dead.
I mean, but there's a lot of dead people everywhere. You're going to just blame the gun control in one country when there's a worldwide problem about it.
But this country is the worst.
No, it's not. I mean, it's bad, but it's not the worst. Like, I'll give you an example of any Latin American country. Mexico, for example. There's supposed to be no guns allowed for the general population. Bitch, how many people get killed by the cartel because they got guns?
Right.
A lot.
But at least the
And they're supposed to be
cartels.
legal.
But the cartels are at least honest
About what?
about being like, yeah, we are this big bad wolf, and we're gonna do whatever we want and fuck the government. The fact that we're getting fucked by our own government is really what triggers me. The government's supposed to be here for us, right?
But there's not, and it's not in any country.
Right, but the United States is always so patriotic. This is the best country in the world, blah 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 blah, and they want to go back to the Constitution so bad, the Bill of Rights, all that shit. They want to always be like, oh, this country was founded in this and the other. And literally, the first words of the Declaration of Independence is "We the people." We the people are dying. We the people are not okay. So the hypocrisy of it all is just too much.
But I think the majority of the people is pro-gun. I'm pro-gun.
Like I said, I'm not against them. I'm just saying there's no reason for Tommy to have a fucking bazooka. He can have a pistol. That's fine.
I mean, I'll say it's okay with whatever he wants to have, as long as you know that he has the mental capacity to control his emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's where
men don't.
Men don't what?
Don't have control over the emotions.
Who don't?
Men.
So women do?
I think it's honestly very balanced. Like, everybody wants to blame women for like having all these crazy emotions and this, that, and the others, but like all the school shooters, well, majority of them are male. Obviously, all of our presidents have been male, and violence is a man thing. Violence is rooted. Well, I don't want to say like per se rooted, but like it's more likely in men than women, and y'all want to blame the women for their emotions, but we're not as violent as you guys are. Obviously not. This is not like one size fits all, but the overall consensus.
And I'll see your point. I see your point. But I was going with that is that you need mental exams to make sure that the people, whether it's a man or a woman, have the mental capacity and stability to be able to own a gun. Because I mean, if you're a woman and you're a man, you're just as capable as shooting somebody in the head. Mm-hmm. The question is, when will you do that, or how will you do that? You know, because I don't think people are that emotional. I think that people are that impulsive and drugged. Because I feel like people use too many either illegal or legal drugs, and that just fucks with your head. Yeah. Especially in a country like this when it's like
medicated.
Medicated to death.
Yeah.
Like 10 out of 10 white people that I know are taking something.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 9 black guys, well, 9 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 Hispanics are taking something.
Yeah.
So I mean, this country is very medicated. So I think that's another problem.
But okay, so that's another argument. Like, you want to talk about mental health, but it's the own government that's fucking our mental health up. Even let's not even bring emotions into this. I'm talking like we're talking about drugs. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody has ADHD, everybody has autism, everybody has some sort of something. I'm like, bro, not everybody can be this and the other. Like, the government really is poisoning us.
It is.
So it's just like,
and we don't do anything about it
because we can't.
Why not?
Because nothing changes because we're not the ones in power. Like, sure.
And that's when revolutions happen.
Let's go. Like, let's.
It needs to be a trigger point for that to happen. I feel like in this case it would have been Trump if he were to be assassinated. Mm-hmm. But besides that, I feel like people that may have the willingness to do it, are waiting for him to get into power to see if like something changes. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's gonna happen as long as he's still alive.
We'll see. We'll see if he's still alive in 4 years.
For real.
Like, is this the first assassination attempt that has failed?
No, it's been a couple. Reagan.
That's right, because earlier the news that we're talking about it. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple that have failed, but this is the most recent one for sure.
Did they ever try it again?
To who?
To kill other presidents that were not successful at first?
Maybe. I don't have enough information about it, so I don't know the answer to that. But I'm pretty sure they could have. It's just different ways. Maybe trying to poison him. Because that's another one. They were saying that you already did it with a gun and failed, so you cannot repeat the same mistake. Yeah. Because now he's going to be well protected. Yeah. So they're saying that they're going to try to poison him.
They say poison is a woman's weapon.
Yeah.
That would be such a, like, really? You gonna poison him? Like, really? Like,
I mean, they're trying to get rid of him.
I know. Like, I'm not saying like yeah, do that, but I just feel like that's such a lame, like last resort. Like
They're on their last resource.
you didn't get your spectacle of doing this broad daylight, middle of the rally, thousands of people watching, and it failed. Therefore, now I feel like you have to do it privately.
I mean,
so it works.
I mean, they're desperate. The fact that they attempted
to
kill a president in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that shows how desperate they are. They try with laws. They try with character assassination, and it didn't work. So this is their last resource. Literally a bullet.
Damn.
They cannot get rid of this guy. The more they try, the more he becomes a martyr. Martyr. Yeah.
Martyr. Yeah.
So I mean, he's more popular than ever, and like we just said, he is already being referred to as the president
by other politicians too.
By politicians, by news outlets, by people, by other governments.
Yeah.
Like he is a president.
I do believe that he's gonna become a president for sure. But I mean, it's just. I wonder how this is. Obviously, they want him out. So, okay, so what y'all gonna do now that he's president for real?
They're gonna try to survive. Because I feel like after this, he's going for the head. An eye for an eye. Yeah. Ooh. Like, I'm telling you, like, I feel like some people are gonna fall.
We're living in an episode of House of Dragon, y'all. For real. Because you literally said an eye for an eye, and literally the last episode literally said an eye for an eye, a son for a son. Literally last episode, like... You know how it says, art imitates life?
Yeah.
It's too close to home. Like, it's scary. It's scary. But shit. Honestly, cheers to Trump. Honestly, imagine being that guy. Like, oh, y'all tried and y'all failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he was like, I'm gonna be here after this. Y'all tried it and y'all failed. Congratulations. I'm that motherfucker.
Yeah, you fuck yourself. Yeah, he is the man.
I mean, I can only imagine his headspace of like, oh, this is my destiny.
Yeah, after this, all the thoughts that you had about yourself and your place in history, they just been reassured.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is definitely gonna go down in history.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, that picture alone is going to be...
In history books.
In history books, literally. Yeah. Like, there are just so many, well, yeah, I guess many of iconic politician pictures. But, like, this is a sign of patriarchy,
this screams like America, you know?
America! Fuck yeah! Like, that's literally what it's giving. It's giving that meme. Like... Yeah. And the fact that I was like, USA, it brings on...
It's such a very patriotic feeling.
It's great. It's given to the illusion that America is this big, great place. But really, you're chanting USA, USA when your next president almost got murdered.
Because he's the last hope.
It's just that the illusion is just making it so much bigger. Like, I need somebody to pop the bubble. To be, and maybe he was the one to pop the bubble. You know, you never know.
Yeah, I feel like with this he will. I feel like there's definitely gonna be a lot of change once he gets into the house.
I hope so. Honestly, if he's the man that's supposed to make things better, go ahead, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Honestly, like make the world a better place for real.
Yeah, or at least a place where we live. Because I mean, one of the things that I noticed that a lot of people hate him from, at least from the Hispanic community, is that he wants to make reform about illegal immigration. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you my perspective from a person that immigrated from his country. We left that country because we don't want the Mexicans there. Because they were too dangerous. And now they're coming here. Mm-hmm. That was the reason why we left.
Yeah.
So now the fact that they're letting him in this country is like, bruh, we left because we didn't want him and now you're going to bring him here.
Yeah.
We don't want him.
I mean, I feel you. But there's also like a very tricky thing to say because at the end of the day, people are coming to this country for a better life, an opportunity. And this is not even Mexicans, Venezuelans, Guatemalans.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying Mexican because that's my my area.
Everybody in Latin America really does look for a better life. So I do get Trump saying like, hey, how are we gonna help other people when we can even help ourselves?
Exactly.
Like I'm for that. Like yeah, help your people before you help anybody else. Biden, hello. Like, want to fund a war, but we have student loans here, make it make sense. You know, like, I'm for that. It's just, maybe he just came about it the wrong way.
He definitely said it the wrong way, but he had the right idea. And now that I'm older, I can definitely see it now that I have more life experience and I've seen the good and the bad about, honestly, illegal people. Because as a Hispanic, you tend to gravitate towards your own people. You know?
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So, I mean, I've been friends with people that are not legal per se, and I can be like, yeah, he's not apporting anything to this country, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I get it. The
Right.
fact that we don't need these kind of people in this country.
Do your part. If you're gonna come to this country, do your part.
Yeah. Pay your taxes. That's for one.
Pay your taxes. I mean, or don't pay your taxes. Fuck the government. Like,
I mean, yeah, but them not paying their taxes means that I get paid more. So no, fuck them.
Yeah.
Pay their taxes.
I mean, that's what you think, right? But like, where are all our taxes going? Like, did you see that?
Ukraine.
Wherever they're going to other countries, they're going to politicians' pockets. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, the little people are not winning here. Like, even like all these giant corporations want to make a loophole on taxes and things like that, and even Trump himself has done it. Which I get it. If there's a loophole, that's fine. But then, like, also look out for the little people.
I mean, I think he definitely did more than most politicians, because I remember back in like 2018, 2017, before COVID. I mean, I remember gas being $1.99.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I
bro,
remember.
I could feed my car with like $20.
Yeah, it was
It was
beautiful.
beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
And now it's almost, I mean, it's like $3.50 in a small town like where we are, and I've seen that it's up to $7 in places like California. Like,
oh yeah,
bro.
When I was living in Colorado, it was like $5-6. I was like, excuse me.
So like, what the fuck? So like, he is more for the people. I'm not saying like give everything for free. You know,
Yeah.
like don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But it will definitely be a better lifestyle with somebody that is
For everybody.
more for the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like he is that person. He cares for the people.
I feel like I think I started changing my opinion about him when he got out of office.
And you saw the changes.
Not even, because I don't really pay attention to shit like that. But it was just more of the things that he was saying. Like, he started to talk about the United States more as a business model than as, you know, they're bringing rapists, they're illegals, like this, like women ain't shit. Like, he was just like, bro, what the fuck are you saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, relax, please. Like, please slow down. But like, when he's talking business and he's talking about the United States as a business, I get that. Like, I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from. But like, yeah, I started to change my opinion for sure after he got out of office, and I'm like, all right, well,
He
come
aged
back.
like wine. You know.
Not the looks, but yes.
I'm not talking about the looks. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the policy.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because I mean, if you compare to people like Obama, I mean, his presidency aged pretty bad.
I don't feel like that's fair though, because presidents are gonna do whatever is going on literally at that moment. So
Yeah,
they
but
can only do the best for that moment. It's not for the
no. But
future.
I'm saying, as you look back, you see all the mistakes that they made, and like the repercussions of those actions in
Yeah.
the moment. And like, for example, like Trump, you just said it. Like, you see the way he talks and the way he was conducting the country. You're like, yeah, we want you back because what you did was right. And you
Mhm.
see things like what Obama did, and you're like, yeah, like he took the wrong decision. You know,
Mhm.
that affected in the future. What
Mhm.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by that. So I mean, yeah, you gotta realize what the options at the moment are, but you, as a leader and in this case as president, you gotta look up to the future, because that's part of your job.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta look to the next 5, 10, 20 years.
Yeah, but you also just gotta be able to be in the moment and like
You gotta balance both.
being a president would be so overwhelming.
That's what I think that Biden is not doing it. I mean, if he can,
Yeah.
if he can barely make a fucking sentence, you think he'll be able to balance that fucking pressure?
Yeah. No.
Like, sometimes, like, we are like normal mortals,
Mhm.
and balancing like your student bills, your car payments, your house rent, like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Imagine managing the fucking country with like trillions of dollars, wars, left and right,
Yeah.
human rights and feminists, and all the problems that a country comes with it. And
Yeah.
in such a big and powerful country as America, as
Yeah.
the US.
I mean, it just looks like it just sounds overwhelming. It sounds craziness, and that's a good point you made. Like, imagine that being 84, 85. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, how many 84-year-old people think that they can still balance that? Most of them already living with their kids because they gotta be taken care of.
Or at a house.
Or at a house.
Yeah,
And
a senior center.
And you tell me this motherfucker's running the country? Bruh. He's just signing papers. He's like, oh, Joe, sign right here. That's it.
I see that more like, hey, this is what you gotta sign, signs. He's a PR stunt.
Yeah. He's an NPC.
He's an NPC? No.
He just pops out when he needs to pop out.
I mean, this NPC shit gotta be fucked up for real, because you're gonna tell me that there's people in here that are just living but just
breathing. They're wasting oxygen.
They're literally wasting oxygen and like.
But honestly though, like, that's such a fair statement because you've seen the world.
Yeah.
How many people even at work you're like, yeah, you're that kind of people. Like, I can think on the top of my head a couple of them that they just live to work, spend their money on useless shit, and go back to work.
Yeah.
Like, it's a circle. A lot of people.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's people that they just don't have it in them. Like, if it was like 2,000 years ago, they would have been long dead. Because they don't have the survival skills for it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So I mean, they're fucking NPCs. It's just like things that are just roaming around.
That's crazy. But for you to be that disassociated that you don't even react when there's bullets coming your way, it's a whole different type of dissociation. Like,
that's the iPhone generation.
That's sad.
That's reality.
It is reality, but still.
That's like we're in a Black Mirror episode.
You know, I've never seen Black Mirror, and everybody keeps mentioning it.
You like conspiracy? You should watch it because that's like a look into the future in a way, a dark look.
I keep hearing about it. I just never seen it.
I haven't finished it, but I watched like the first 3 or 4 seasons. And it's pretty good though. And like some episodes definitely make you
yeah,
like it could really happen.
I mean, not everything, but like a lot of things that have been mentioned on TV series or movies, whatever, has ended up coming true at some point or another.
Yeah. Well, at least a version of it.
A version of it. Like, there was I saw this thing on Instagram this morning of the Jetsons, how they were doing a dentist appointment via like FaceTime, and they were like, they called it 30 years ago. It's happening now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very I wish I knew this by name. There was a very famous comic book drawer. I don't know what do you call it, like kind of like Stanley, you know, like
a drawer. Yeah.
Okay,
a cartoonist.
I guess a cartoonish, and he made a comic about us as a species going to space in like the 30s or the 40s or something like that. And then like a couple decades later, when we actually reached the moon, quote unquote, because some people say we didn't. The spacesuits that he invented in the comic were very similar to the real ones.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he did it like 20, 30, 40 years before that actually happened.
They took inspirations from the comic.
They probably did at some point. I mean, art inspires life and art imitates life.
That's crazy. Like, I honestly love that statement because it's just like, whoa. Like, there are just moments
they go hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand.
You know what that reminds me of? When the portrait for King Charles was announced and it looks creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know who said yes. I want to know who approved that because it was not King Charles. Like, that man is also dying.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's ready to meet Elizabeth.
Child, this shit is so embarrassing to the world.
These old people refuse to die. They are addicted to power. They refuse to die. Like, bro, just call it a day.
Imagine being that powerful that you literally cannot die.
For real.
Oh man, all these old people were just doing this work
that they shouldn't be doing.
They can't do it. They're not literally physically able to do it. Like, remember when he went to the hospital because he had cancer or some shit like that?
Who, Charles?
Yeah, King Charles. And I was like, okay, so who's ruling? Hello? The cousin? The next in line? What's his name? The prince's name?
Oh, the one that is married to the...
to Kate?
Kate. I don't know their name.
What's his name?
I mean, but they don't really have any power nowadays, per se. It's just a title.
It's a parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because they're, what, the UK? They still have their own president. So they're just more like for views.
The UK has a president?
I mean, are they from the United Kingdom?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a kingdom. They're the prince and princess.
Yeah, but they don't
and
have any
king,
political
queen.
power. They still have
But they have a
presidents.
parliament, not a president.
I mean, but-
Parliament.
yeah, so they have a prime minister.
Yeah.
Look it up. But I mean, it still is the equivalent of a president.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not them.
That's okay. Yeah, that's.
And
what I
he's
was trying
not
to say.
them.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any political power. That's what I'm going with it.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Like, they cannot declare war. They don't take any decisions of the lives of the
people.
Peasants. Yeah.
Yeah, the peasants for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for them. I mean, they may be royalty, but they're just for looks.
Yeah.
They don't have any power nowadays. How crazy is this?
You know what song is bringing up to my mind? Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. That's all I know, but it's like a church song.
Oh.
It was just very like, you know, like whenever a really good movie ends, like on a very intense scene, and then it goes dark for a second, and then the credits just start.
Yeah.
It's giving that. Like,
shit.
Child, we need help. The world needs help.
The world isn't working anymore.
That's why I spend my time and money traveling, so I don't have to worry about this shit. It's just too much. Like, I'm obviously I'm not gonna do anything, you know.
Yeah.
Are you voting?
I wanted to vote. Yeah, I am.
You are voting?
I mean, I would like to. It just seems like a very tedious process. I don't know if I'm willing to go.
It takes 5 minutes. It literally
takes
takes
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You say if you go to the ballot, you gotta register beforehand, right?
Yeah, but the ballot comes to your house, or you can even register online.
But I want to go. If I do it, I want to do it physical.
I mean, you have to register online.
Oh.
Like you have to register to vote prior to voting.
Oh. That's the thing that I don't get. Like, I've never voted, so I don't know how the process goes.
I heard that.
It wasn't me.
Oh. I thought you foot.
That was your own foot.
How am my phone making that sound? Anyways, yes. So I didn't vote the last election, but I did vote in the mid whatever it was, the one in between the presidential election, and I got the
for governor and shit like that.
I think so. I don't know who I voted for. I got a text message from the city like, hey, register to vote to with the link, and they sent me a link. All I had to do was obviously fill out my information, and that was it. And then they were like, voting is available from this day to this day, from that time to that time. Just show up, and that's it. I showed up. There was nobody there. Like, I mean, we live in a small town. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took me probably like 20 minutes getting in and out.
That's crazy.
Showed my license. Went into the booths and got out.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's very easy to vote, honestly.
Okay, word. I mean, I want to do it. I'll definitely wanted to vote. I mean, I don't vote for colors. I vote for whoever I feel like it will represent my ideals the best.
Yeah, I don't care about this party shit. Who's gonna do shit for the people?
Yeah,
I really don't care.
Because I mean, if RFK would have been in the ballot instead of Biden as a Democrat, I would probably vote for him.
For Kennedy's son.
Kennedy's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have voted for him, but because he's not, like, I will vote for Trump.
Yeah, I'm dead. Out of these two, Trump is the less of two evils.
Yeah, definitely though, especially nowadays.
That's a crazy thing to say. Like, the fact that you're voting for a president and one of them is the lesser of two evils.
But when hasn't that been the case?
It's always been the case.
Exactly.
But that's so sad. Why can't we really not just have a president that, or not even a president, whatever you, why can't we have like a real structured for the people institution, if you want, per se?
Yeah. Something that I really want to see is put an age limit on how old you can be to be president.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's an age of how young you have to be, or you can be to be president, which I think is like 45.
35.
35? Okay.
Yeah, you have to be 35.
So I mean, you definitely need a fucking age limit for you to be president as well.
I feel like after Sleepy Joe, there will be. I think it kind of, well, who was the president that ran like 4 terms? Roosevelt. After him, they were like, all right, 2 and that's it. So yeah. I feel like after Joe, they'll be like, all right, if you 84, get out.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like something mid-70s at most, I'll say. Because this shit is bananas. It's just ridiculous. I feel like that's one thing that I would like to watch to change.
Yeah.
In this upcoming government.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like you said, I think it will, because this is just...
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Like, the man is literally...
falling asleep in the middle of NATO.
In the middle of a fucking thing, like, baby... pick a better representative now. Come on now, like, this cannot be the man that's representing the quote-unquote best country in the world.
Yeah, put him those sunglasses that have eyes on it.
Literally, it looks like, you know, yeah. If you go to festivals, you get sprouted. So
Yeah.
I could just see you would be like, and he would be like, and back to whatever we were talking about. I can't really read the prompter because I'm losing my vision.
He really is.
Like, he looks like he's squinting. Like, poor dude. I've been there because I also cannot see. Like, I know my guy is fighting for his life, literally.
But have you seen the videos when he's reading and he's like, and now you gotta take a pause? Like, he's reading the cues?
Yes!
I'm like, bro, like, come on, what else you need? What else you need?
Take a pause. Like, bro, it's giving Disney.
For real.
It's giving sitcom. Like, it's like...
Still stupid.
This can't be real life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, this has to be fantasy. That is fucking bananas.
What y'all think?
Was it an initial job? Was it a lone wolf? Was it another government hiring this kid?
Is this a hoax? Is this PR stunt?
Did Trump was behind it because he wanted to boost his numbers?
I just think, again, I think I'm gonna stick with my theory of give him a show. Give him a show so we can cover something else. Give him a show so... I think that's it.
I think it was an inside job. I think that they were trying to get rid of him and they couldn't, so now they need to find another way. Because they cannot use the same method twice.
Maybe they can.
I just see it highly unlikable.
And maybe that's why they should do it. Because now it's like, oh, they won't do that. Strategy. It's like kind of like having like a...
It is strategy, but I mean, he's going to be surrounded by his people now. You know? Because like I said, he's going to hire like a private security team. I hope he does.
People can be bought.
That's why he has a lot of money. And I mean, he has powerful people behind him. I mean, Elon Musk just endorsed him.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to endorse anybody. And after this, he was like, yeah, I fully support President Trump. So, I mean, he has one of the richest men in the world behind him. He has powerful people in his corner.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
so,
he's probably one of the most powerful people in the world? The world at this point?
Yeah, both Trump and Elon, so...
That's craziness.
Donnie Donald is making waves.
Oh, Mr. Duck.
He is a rich motherfucker.
Ciao. Stress me out.
Yeah, I don't think they will try it again. I just feel like there's a lot of powerful people backing him up. And he's a powerful person himself.
I think the smartest thing to do, and government don't come for me. I'm not saying I'm going to do this. This is educational purposes only. I mean, because you never know, the government will come for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I guess, smartest kind of thing to do would be to try in the same way because it would be so unexpected. They're, like you said, like, they're probably not going to try it again because it's going to be surrounded by more people, all that shit. But like, okay, because that's the least expected thing to do now, it should be the smartest thing to do.
But it will be also harder to do. Because if you fail the first time...
Not if you do it right. Don't hire a 20-year-old to do it. First of all,
okay,
that was the first mistake.
Okay,
Whoever hired this man
but I feel
needs
like
to also get fired.
That was another point to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people were like, oh yeah, he got hired and all that thing. I feel like he was the fallen guy. So the job, and this is my theory, it was that, okay, we know there's going to be... Because I mean, they're spying us 24/7 now,
Mm-hmm.
on our phone, our computer and everything. Like, I'm pretty sure they knew that this kid was planning that.
Mm-hmm.
So the Secret Service was like, okay, this kid is planning on this, so we're gonna make everything as easy as possible for this kid to do the shooting, and we'll kill him.
And he still missed.
So yeah, he missed. So there's no problem if we say that it was a lone wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think they will hire like a professional to do it, to be like, oh yeah, you gotta kill a president, you know?
But why would you not hire a professional?
Because you don't want to get back to you.
But do you see how dumb that kind of sounds? Like, if you're gonna tell me I have to delete one of the most powerful people in the world, bitch, I'm gonna get somebody that's gonna get it done for sure. I mean, there are so many assassins that you can hire. Like honestly,
Yeah, but
and you're gonna hire the one that's the least likely to get the job done to the most important mission that you have. What do you mean? Like
I feel like some people are too powerful to be killed like that.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be subtle. So you need to create the circumstances for them to get killed.
Okay.
You don't have to. You cannot pull the trigger yourself. Because I mean, if you hire a professional, what is gonna guarantee you that he's gonna keep silence, and that can come back to you later. So okay, let's say that I am the one that hired the assassin, and then you're the assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're gonna be like, okay, you're gonna pay me like, I don't know, $1 billion, and I'm gonna do it, but I don't want to get killed, and I don't want you to come after my family. And I'm gonna say, okay, but I know that you're gonna have that information on my head, so now I gotta kill you. But if I kill you, you're gonna have your backup plan, so you're gonna have videos and proof. And if I kill you, your family is gonna reveal that I hired you.
Yeah.
So it's game over for me as well. It's a chess game.
It's a chess game, but you're gonna tell me that your chess was a 20-year-old, that your checkmate was a 20-year-old.
Yeah, you kill the queen by using a pawn.
Okay, get a pawn that's likely to do the job right.
I think that he was very close. I'm telling you, that was destiny. Him moving half an inch.
Yeah.
In the last second, that was a miracle.
Yeah.
Because there's even a graphic of like showing how he was looking, where he was looking, like a second before the shot got fired, and it would have gone through his head.
Yeah.
And because he moved like a millimeter, it barely touches his ear.
You know what I just realized too? We were really about to see an assassination in 4K.
Yeah.
Live in 4K. Like, obviously we got it with JFK because you know,
it was televised.
It was televised, but it wasn't in 4K. Yeah. Like, this was gonna be straight up. Like if it was happening right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
It just kind of like dawned on me. Like, that's crazy. That would have been a first in history.
Yeah, but I mean, 50 years from now, if that would have happened, we will probably have some bigger technology in the future that's gonna be like, yeah, that looks grainy as fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So, because I mean, I'm pretty sure that whenever the JFK assassination went live, everybody was like, that shit looks real as fuck.
Yeah.
And then nowadays it's like, I can barely see the fucking bullet, you know? Like,
yeah.
Was that even Kennedy? Like, it's too grainy for my eyes. So I mean, it's today is the most technologically advanced day in our lives.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So I mean, yeah, but
it was just gonna be a different type of scale.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that's kind of what I'm getting at. But kind of going back to what you were saying is just, yes, you killed the queen by using a pawn, but I think the pawn was the wrong one. Like,
I just feel like it was destiny, bro.
At the end of the day, this was a suicide mission.
Oh yeah.
So like the guy was gonna be dead whether you wanted to or not. Like you were going to die for sure, whether you missed or not.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because I mean, I feel like the first bullet that he threw, like his thought was that, okay, this is the bullet, and then I don't know, I got a dip or something, you know, to like buy me 5 seconds of life. But he missed, so that's why he started taking more shots, because he went into panic mode. Because it was supposed to be only one bullet.
Yeah.
And the fact that he went down and then he moved his head a little bit, like that changed the whole equation of the world.
Yeah, it was destiny.
It was destiny, the fact, because like I said, it wasn't like a PR stunt from Trump. Like, you're not gonna trust a 20-year-old kid with a gun, aim at your head, and then hope that he hits you in the ear.
Yeah.
You know, like that bullet was for the head.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's craziness.
That was destiny happening in the moment.
Yeah.
We saw destiny today, 2 days ago. He wasn't meant to be killed. He's meant to live. Maybe he's meant to leave the country.
I hope so. I mean, if your destiny really is to live when there was literally a bullet
with your name on
it, an inch,
not even
to you, your destiny must have been fucking crazy. Like, something big is coming for sure. I think something huge is coming. Whether it's from Trump himself or from something else. The revolution. The revolution, bitches!
Yeah, I don't think that they hired the wrong person. I just think that destiny was bigger than the people trying to control it.
Damn. It really is written in the stars. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
They did not hire their own people. The divine power is bigger than people think.
Honestly, yeah, that's what it is. Divine power. Like, honestly, this really goes beyond humans.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is really divine power. Yeah, I do agree on that.
What is that saying that, like, there's a saying in Spanish? How would you translate it? Because it's, cuando te toca, ni aunque te quites, y cuando no te toca, ni aunque te pongas.
So when it's not your turn, it's not your turn.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds more appealing in Spanish.
Oh yeah, this is a great saying, but I mean, it's
but
true.
yeah, it's just like basically the same. When it's not your time, it's not your time.
No matter what you do, you could try to commit suicide. If it's not your time, it's not your fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. How many people
do
you know that try to commit suicide and it doesn't happen for them? You're like, sorry, it's not your time.
It wasn't his time.
It's not for you to decide, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think that this kind of proves that our lives and our deaths really are not.
We don't control it.
This is not within our power. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say unless you put a bullet to your head, but obviously not, because that's what we just witnessed.
Not.
Yeah.
A head movement changed history. A second changed history. How crazy is that?
That picture, man.
I love that picture.
It's such a good picture. It is such a good. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a great picture.
Yeah.
The blood, the American flag was a paid actor. Like, the fact that the American flag was right there, like, whoever took that photo, whoever that photographer was.
I think it was a media outlet photographer.
Oh, for sure. All of the people are. I mean, all the people right there are for media outlets.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, like, it could have been a citizen, like a regular guy. No, but yeah,
that
was a professional.
An HD 4K. Yeah, for sure.
That was a professional camera.
Yeah.
Not even that professional. It was like one of the small ones that we have. Because there's
Canon?
a video of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a video of like when they took the picture.
I mean, the good thing about living in today's world is that literally everything is televised. Everything is on. Everything is
Everybody's
at
a reporter.
Every single angle.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember I watched a documentary on JFK assassination. And they were like, yeah, we looked at every single camera that we had, like, media-wise. And then we also had citizens that had cameras at the time to give us their film, to look at every single angle. So, obviously, in today's world, it's just so much easier to do that. But, child.
How crazy. We'll see what these next couple days prepare us for.
Y'all go vote. Y'all go register to vote. Do your part.
Hey! Let's get the fuck out.
Let us know what y'all think. Please, I would love to really have a conversation in the comments with the two people that are watching us. I love talking about this shit because this is like real shit. Like, this is as real as it gets. Like, what do y'all think? Do you think it was planned? Do you think it's gonna affect the election? Do you think it's gonna happen again?
It already affect the election.
Give me your thoughts. Like, please tell me what you think, because maybe what you think is not even something that I'm even thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me your perspective.
That'd be cool to hear. I'm always open for ideas.
Yes.
All right.
All right. We nailed it to one topic today because this is just.
This is
news.
the story of the decade. Like the 2020s.
COVID?
I think this surpassed
COVID. A
COVID.
world pandemic? Nah. A world pandemic will surpass this.
I don't think so.
Okay, not to say that the United States is not big, but like, this is only, quote unquote, not really just matters to the United States, but it's biggest on the United States. A world pandemic? That was... The world shut down. I think
we were kind of in the middle of that too.
What do you mean?
Because I mean, we were the country with the most deaths.
Yeah, but like, I mean, think about it. The way that the world literally shut down, the way that the animals kind of took over for a little bit, you know?
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I think the story of the decade is gonna be
the pandemic.
The pandemic. I mean, also, don't get it twisted. We're talking about decades. We're only 4 years in.
And I already think like this is.
We have a long way to go.
This is what's gonna define this decade.
I think this is a turning point.
What's the difference?
A turning point? I think this is gonna be the beginning of the change.
I guess. Because I mean, like, I'll give you the example of 9/11. That happened in 2001. We still had 9 more years to go, and that was the most relevant thing of the decade.
That's true.
I feel like this is. I mean, it's 2024. It's halfway through. I feel like
we got 6 years, y'all.
I mean, almost in the middle.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the most relevant news of the decade.
You know what's even scarier? The fact that this is so huge and we have 6 years to go. Like, oh Lord, help us, please. Like y'all be safe. Honestly.
And don't be thinking crazy shit.
I will say stay strapped, but I'm not even strapped myself. Just be careful.
Well, there's your from East Atlanta.
Stay strapped with a lime in case you come across a plain taco or a tequila shot.
Plain taco.
You never want to do a plain taco.
You're a different kind of weirdo if you eat plain tacos, unless you're a kid. But
grow up if you eat a plain taco.
Yeah,
you know who I hate? People that eat chicken tacos. Who the fuck eats chicken tacos?
I do sometimes. You know, like
what the fuck?
It's American fajitas. You know, like Tex-Mex fajitas. They go okay with tortillas.
I've never been like, yo, let me get a chicken taco. I've never.
I mean, not in Mexico, because like you got the good shit. Like this is just like.
Not even here. I'll be like, yeah, I'll get a steak taco. I would never. You will never gonna catch me ordering.
I will never pay for it, but if I get one for free, I will definitely fucking take it.
Only if I'm like at a barbecue or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like for free, I will take it. Because like I get my food at work for free, so it's chicken. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh, God, I'm judging you.
I'm judging myself.
Good. You're judging yourself. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to this latest episode of Cheers.
Yeah. Some world news. And we'll cheer to Trump because he definitely deserves it. He's a gangster.
Honestly,
he's a bad motherfucker.
This cafecito goes for Trump.
He's a bad motherfucker. And he has my support as Hispanic. Honestly. Hispanics for Trump.
He has it better than Sleepy Joe, so I'll second that. I'll second that, honestly.
He a gangster. Have you seen the meme of that?
Not yet.
Yeah, he has like 3 baby mamas and 33 file charges, and he got an assassination attempt. He's more gangster than half of these motherfuckers on the streets. They ain't lying.
They ain't lying.
Jeez. Get the fuck out.